Let's see how they advance up here. Long C is on the agenda. Sean knows what's happening. Flash one, the guiding light. The dart goes into the back of sight as well. And with that is the advance. Corey coming around the bend, clearing out Jerk nicely. Second one and a third for Corey. Quick and easy. With that, Gen.G just down to 2 members and Nebula blocking the garage entrance, and Rhyme is coming around for the back end. So bit of a rotate here, but TSM is settled with 5 members on site.
And me and Vincent were mentioning this earlier on Bind. I mean, Corey not really having too much of an introductory, not really having too much of an entry role earlier, but now he's waking up, man. He's found himself enough maps already. He's got himself on this bracket. He's finding the kills and everything you got in the backup from the rest of the team. An influx of bullets coming in back towards that spawn, and even then Rossi to put the cherry on top, find that first round for TSM. They just play the thing slow. Gen.G knows they're on the defense, so they're just waiting for a move, and here's the call. You have 2 players already set up on site looking to try on the shots, and even then a fragment in the back. Wardell with 1, GMD with an exchange, now make it 2. He's holding this thing down.
Amazing job there from GMD, holding it down, albeit the rotates have now arrived. As you can see Jerk up top in heaven. Spike getting planted by subroza. Hell is covered by your friendly neighborhood chamber. That is Wardell watching intently here. Sean sending out the Tasmanian Tiger of choice. Doesn't get much of anything off that, except a bit of a shot to the head. And at this point, watching out of heaven and down below, they got to be careful as the pinch is coming through. For Jerk to make it out of here, going to be an issue. The guiding light comes in the swing, but of course the crossfire is beautiful.
With that operator in hand, looking to find some free picks, and he might actually get it, but the Nebula getting right in the way, skewing that crosshair up a little bit north.
Oh, Rhyme, that is not the shot to miss. Albeit now with the gravity well and the Nebula blocking vision, they're going to go ahead and collapse on site. Rhymes misses, equates a complete take for TSM, as yet again, it's Corey with the driver's seat on this freight train, completely dominating C site. Spike going down now in a 3 versus 2. Looking like a better situation for Gen.G here, Nick. But again, we'll see on the post plant with TSM posted way down deep and long. And one lonesome jet in the back of sight. Corey does quick work of Jerk, and that's the most optimal thing Corey could have pulled out, getting 1 pick before fading away as it leaves a 2v1.
And even you could already see the way these players are really just kind of spread out, just going ahead, playing for the long game, playing for these stars, playing for whatever they can. And Nature with an amazing shot on the Wardell. You expect an operator to usually win that fight, but Nature going ahead and taking the course of Nature in that fight alone, able to go ahead, looking for that 1v1 against subroza with the vulnerability coming out.
Continuing their aggression onto B now for the retake opportunity. Gen.G with the numbers. Hunter's Fury coming out here. Subroza dancing around Rossi. Unfortunately, cannot waltz around that one. Falling to the wrath of the Hunter's Fury now in a 5 versus 3 for Gen.G on the retake. Spike planted, which is great, but they're all posted up outside of grass. And best case here, Mick, is they got to get a bit aggressive and at least get a pick or 2 to find some comfort. A 5v3 on a retake is going to be a bit of a fiasco.
Yeah, and even then you can already see that Gen.G, they're kind of being a little bit dissuaded. They're looking over towards that C side. They're trying to find some flanks or something. You got to get on that Spike because that is counting out instantaneously. With NAL being a 5v3, everybody's stacking up on top of this side. You're trying to find the kills. You're trying to find the shots where you can. And even exchanges across the board, but it doesn't matter. It does go across, but we haven't seen too much of a move just yet. You can already see Wardell trying to get the setup, trying to find himself a shot, but even then the Hunter's Fury and the Blade Storm is now going to be out. All the aggression from TSM, but not enough players there to really make the difference yet. Corey does find himself a kill, and they do find themselves a sight, but you got to look up to heaven now because that's where all the power is coming through.
Question is now, what is Gen.G going to do on this retake? Spike now getting planted from Aleko, and we'll see, is there watching the back end, the Astra intently watching towards spawn, thinking there's some sort of funny business, but I mean, the real business is in this A site as TSM now is completely posted up. Sean up top, Rhyme down below. Nice job from Rhyme. Great connection to open up the site. That's Corey out of the equation. A biblical pick at that. Subroza now dancing around with Sean, and Aleko comes through for a follow-up. Now GMD gonna go around and around. Is there a connection to the dome? There is. That is Aleko falling and takes us to a 1v1. Are there stars available for Gravity Wells? Negative, sir. Full stick. Subroza?
Buddy?
A little bit late to the party and gets it in the end, but alas, GMD's full stick worked out wonders. And
you have full stars, you have all the utility in the world to be working with, and nothing but time to back it up now as the clock is now ticking into your favor.
And with that situation, Wardell posted up nicely. Amazing angle and a pick onto Sean. Jerk comes around for the one with the Spectre. It's insufficient. Corey responds, and Nature and Rhyme and GMD in rapid succession. Jab, cross, and the hook to the dome. And with that, it's just down to Rossi here, the lonesome KO, to make some sort of magic happen. Posted up top. There is support. There is a gravity well as well. Rossi, you are in for a roller coaster of a ride and definitely not going to get a clean peak. Situation now, we turn the tables 180 here. TSM now is in the driving seat with numbers. Sean forced to move back. Here's the tripwire that you've been wanting for, Mick. Is it going to be sufficient enough to hold back TSM? So far, GMD says, yes, I'm about that life. Coming around the bend, Corey ensuring the site is clean and secure. Sean, though, with Nature's help, making light work of Corey and Aleko. blink twice and you'll miss it. But I'm happy to say that Cypher utility did something. But Subroza has no fear at all, just getting straight aggro. And Jerk now gonna have to maneuver this. Not so much, my friends. Is Wardell is just snappy with that tour de force. And with leeway comes comfort as they're looking to go right through garage here. Uncontested so far. The gravity well going to keep them busy as they're trying to enter on through. Rossi makes it quick and easy on Sean. Opening pick is good. Rhyme. Oh, Rhyme. Amazing job catching Corey flying high with the updraft. Way up on C. Aleko and Co now coming around the bend. They are looking to get some footing on the site. And with Wardell support, it's looking pretty good. But this Nebula blocking back of site here is a problem. Aleko taking care of the one open angle. Do they know that Rhyme is back here, though? That Nebula was blocking vision. Spike plant going down. They have no idea. Rhyme, amazing job. Double cloud burst, and Jerk is there. I mean, Mick, that single Nebula, if they were going to swing onto Wardell, they should have just gone right through and at least traded it out. Being in that opening and allowing Wardell to be able to rendezvous out is a troubling situation. It leaves them on a number deficit, and now with a bit of patience, Sean's trying to get onto B site. Corey, though, a clean one-tap with Ghost Wardell onto Jerk. Trying to rotate. Corey is there for it. For nature, response from GMD, but again, in a 4v1 scenario, this is a lot of ground for GMD to make up, to pick up that spike and try and plant.
A little sticky, but you can still see the precautions here from V and taken from TSM. Just going ahead. They're already going to be hitting C, knowing that 2 stars are going to be allocated out for him, and Wardell already finding a pick as well. This is going to be a massive play for him.
It's again, I mean, Mick, I sound like a broken record sometimes, and I'm generally sorry if I do, but the way TSM works opening picks, either on attack or the defense, is what is just picture perfect. I mean, and with this situation now, Gen.G is going to go ahead and commit with Sean's power, leading him through. 2 picks respectfully. Jerk gets it. Wardell is still alive and well. No rendezvous to get out here. Getting swung on from Ryman. That is the way to play it. Give us some Corey vibes there, Rhyme. Is the aggression onto the back of sight this time ensures that it is under lock and key now. Aleko with the shock dart, and it lands close as Rhyme watching intently. There'll be a lot of ground for him to cover up, though, if he swings out.
Things slowing down here for TSM, looking to find themselves an approach on the side. Aleko all by his alone, so I'm able to find one, so pretty convincing start so far, but he's got 2 more players set up for long, and that's a really sticky situation to be stuck into. I mean, every single time, you know you're going to have 3 trillion bits of utility lining up against you, and you're going to have 2 players looking down that long sector. There it is, the old recon dart to back up the camera. Everybody's swinging out at the same time. You just don't win those, plain and simple.
Let's see how it comes with an opening pick. If possible, they're looking to siege towards a Corey, quickly denying with Rossi, and my goodness me, you blink twice. You miss it all. Rossi doing work with the utility. Fragment clears out. Nice. Onto short. Wardell in garage says, not today, please. And on that note, before we can even get to sub 1 minute, it's just Sean in a 1 versus 4.
I mean, I think we stepped up into Walmart because I'm seeing nothing but great value right now. We saw KO go ahead and grab 2 kills with a nade in hand, and we sat there and saw Wardell get a tour de force kill as well. So, I mean, we sat there and found 3 collective kills off 300 creds alone. So, I mean, that is outstanding for TSM, and even then already making it a 3v1. They're going to go ahead, try to go ahead, follow through, find that kill is going to be Aleko, and suddenly turn the tide to their favor. That's going to be a huge momentum shift for them. Thing is, they got to get onto the site, and they have a wide open for them, oddly enough. So knock, come right on in and make yourself a home. But here comes the Hunter's Fury. This is going to be the rat trap already waiting for him, but it's not going to find enough damage to really make that much of an impact. It's not going to find a kill either. Ryan with the Blaze Storm. He better go off with it.
Let's see what they got. Here we go. Cloudburst and a dash on through. The rest of the team coming in from CT spawn. Corey now gets a 1, but before Nature, Rhyme and Nature for the, again, 3-piece combination, cleaning up TSM. And in the end,
he only grabs himself a leg to be working with, but I mean, everybody else going ahead and collapsing as Ryan finds himself the kill. Aleko with 2, so that's going to be a pretty good exchange there. But I mean, Gen.G, if they end up winning this round, I think they find themselves a tie game, honestly. With the way the momentum's going to their side, the way they're just playing the game, they're finally getting a drift of what's going on, and they're finally sniffing out all of TSM's tricks. So they know how to work, they know how to really sniff them out and say, all right, well, somebody's probably going to be up in heaven right now. Play it slow, throw a cam up there. You see the shots, you've hit the bullets, but you didn't find Wardell because he's going to bite back.
Wardell making it look easy, get an opening pick, but Jerk from down below through the gravity in between. My goodness, they're gonna go ahead and do so, completely giving it up. TSM wants to play the retake on this site. Meanwhile, coming through garage, big collapse. Rhyme going through Cloudburst. We get the updraft and the plays. No, Rossi denies it. Sean is equalizing, and that's Sean on the board again for the first pick of this round. Mick, 4 versus 4, Neural Theft now. And here is the cascading ultimates from Gen.G's side. They have full intel as to what's happening, and just like I would love to see on the post plant. The Cosmic Divide is down. TSM slightly stalled as the angles are mint from Jerk. They're trying to come out of this wall with Subroza getting one and Wardell responding. It's a tough scenario. TSM have no fear despite this Cosmic Divide on the board.
And that's what you got to do with Subroza. And with Wardell on that 24, so you got to hold these close angles, man. You can't let them close that distance.
Got to be careful and maneuver patiently. With a second.
Okay. That makes things a lot more interesting. I expected Wardell to go ahead and grab himself at least another kill there, but even then, you go ahead, you fall yourself a little bit short. But Gen.G now have themselves in a 1v3 scenario. I mean, TSM knows where these players are headed. They know what's going on, and problem is, they don't even need to check their flank anymore if you're a Gen.G player. You know Subroza's that flanker every single time, but this time around, if you're going to try and flank, you got to look out for Rossi. Everybody in the map is really miscombobulated right now. They can't really figure out where the spike is going until you finally hear that sound of the plant going down, and it's going to be on A. You have to react as quickly as possible. With only 13 seconds left, you could go ahead and allocate the utility here. Sit there and slow the guys down, possibly find a free kill, but with so much, even the tripwire in front of you and Corey in your face as well, that's going to make your job a heck of a lot harder.
Yeah, Mega. And I mean, look at the rotate time coming from C to A. It's a hot 10, 11-second rotate. To have Corey open up that site without the rest of the team there is amazing. Corey continues hard clearing, and it's one for Rhyme, but my goodness. My heart sank there when Rossi decided to peek right out of garage. I'm grateful Subroza got the one, but for what value now? Rossi is back onto C site, as is the remainder of Gen.G with that spike. I mean, most of them 2 out of the 4. Cypher and Astra posted up. So I'm looking forward to seeing how they decide to work through garage with Wardell equalizing on a pick, taking them with the number advantage. It's again in the driving seat for TSM. The collapse from garage here is going to be critical. Rossi on the crosser placement of the demons picks up one with the GMD and a swing from Aleko. Quick, easy work does it, and that is it, Mick. Surgical, like you said, scalpel in hand. TSM dismantle Gen.G after a massive run up. To the nitty gritty, off we go into round number 1 of this matchup here. Sean going to go ahead and lead us through into the B site, clearing out with the Viper wall to block off the back corridors, and all is looking pretty good for them at this point as it's TSM here hot on the flank coming in through elbow now, and from the back end of B. Still, they're posted up. Gen.G have their back secured.
And a very efficient plan here for Gen.G to go ahead and get themselves onto a site. Problem is the retaliation is going to come from all angles unless you shut it down. So even then, going ahead and picking off the likes of Rhyme is going to be on their edge. A great setup here in Subroza as well. But I mean, even then, even exchanges on site, everybody going ahead looking for denying themselves a even share of the blood. But it looks like Gen.G could come out on top here. Now being in a 1v3, Wardell has to make sure to get some perfect shots here with that headhunter. And he's may find himself one, but even then, maybe not. Nature finds himself the kill.
45 on the clock, ain't a lot of time to work with here, Mick.
And good holds already coming out for the likes of TSM, already going ahead, creating a little bit of a stall with that fragment grenade, creating some hits as well. And you can see Aleko also able to find a kill as well on top of that. So now making it a 5v3 before Gen.G has even poked their head onto a site. This is going to make their job a heck of a lot harder, knowing they really don't have the full weapons to be dealing with as well. And last player now is going to be Sean. That huge introduction, the man who's filling the role as a duelist this time around.
Still 57 now, approaching that teetering point where we got to get going and put our foot down on the gas pedal. Subroza playing the up close and personal, getting Sean to the face, clapped, and that's the opening pick and the entry opportunity. Wardell keeping him occupied as a quick pick onto Nature comes out. 4v4, 43 seconds, and Gen.G have found comfort on this B site. They throw the pit down as well, and that's security or discomfort, depending on how you look at it, Mick. Let's see now how the retake comes through. Corey just quickly getting onto site, has footing, and the rest of the team is right around the bend.
Well, I mentioned the playground early. Let's go ahead and play some ring around the rosy. We got to go ahead and find ourselves on that pillar. We got to find some kills as well if you're both sides. And more importantly, if you're TSM, you got to find the kills, knowing this Viper pit's going to be a huge exposure for your side. And it's not all that thick even. You just run around that pillar and you only got one player standing. As Jerk already falls, that's going to drop the Viper's pit, and GMD is going to be completely exposed. Got some flashes, but if y'all just play safe behind a corner, then just swing out on him, it's an easy round for us. So even then, Subroza setting up in a very, very ratty spot. I like every bit of it because he's already found him two. Make it a third, and he's just looking to close out this entire round with his team backing him up.
Amazing work. Gen.G gave us some TSM vibes on the mid flank, but gets quickly denied. It's almost like they knew the plan there, Mick, as Subroza gets a lovely 3K. Aleko cleans up the final.
Invest his Viper wall a little bit too early because we haven't seen it come out yet, surprisingly enough. So I think that's exactly what their coach told him, is what I sat there and said. Let's not overinvest the utility unless Sean wants to pop both splashes at the same time. He still finds the kill to compensate for it, and it's second on top of it. So honestly, compensate as much as you want. Throw in all the utility in the world. If you keep on getting kills like that, you can get right back in the game.
Now it's critical for them to maintain this, and so far it was looking good. Not before Aleko and co are able to respond. Takes us to a 3v3. The intention, the motive was great from Gen.G. They said if we can't get it from the front end, we have to go from behind and try and make light work. Meanwhile, Aleko gets a Hunter's Fury off, and it puts him in a 1v2 position now. Sean has support, and you can see Aleko towards bridge, dropping down and clearing what he can. Shock dart up close. Sean with the ace, cleaning house.
B and never split it up. So we finally see the injustice coming through. We finally see Wardell stepping up with that operator once again. But thing is, he's suppressed. He can't get out of there. You have to rush this guy as fast as possible, and he's already found 2 kills. Maybe a third!
Oh!
But that's the second man. He is looking outstanding so far.
Again, the Viper's pit, that comforting discomfort towards this B site. Meanwhile, Nature coming around the bend, getting Corey. Subroza cleans up 1. Rossi coming around the bend with 1 and 2. The quick jab, cross Rossi towards this B site. No Viper wall here, which is a great sight to see. Instead, we have the crisscrossing at A. And this time, I'm a fan of this. This is a bit of a fake, if anything. They have already shifted Sova over to the A site. Getting on through. Wardell, though, on link. No chance you're getting through this brick wall of an op. Alas,
no,
maybe a bit too late. The Cosmic Divide is here, but is it optimal in terms of timing? Not the best case, considering 2 bodies have already been dropped.
Well, Wardell doing what he does best, turning from Wardell into Waldell, holding down this entire site, creating a stop and everything that really wants to go ahead and touch this spike, and that's a big problem with everybody as he finds himself a third for this round. They're nothing but long sight lines, and TSM is just looking to dissect them in their own spot. Like, not even let them push aside, but Ryan finally breaks the code, sits there, gets to the vault. Can he push himself onto his site? With it now being a 3v4, TSM have to play for a retake or just play defense right now as the spike still isn't down, but with 18 seconds remaining and only 2 players remaining for their team, it's looking pretty easy to set it down.
Mega opportunity here for Gen.G. Rossi watching towards middle. GMD is pinned and is going to do his best to dance around. We'll see how methodically Rossi can clear this out, or if it means anything at this point. GMD catches the side of his robotic dome and makes light work of that pick. It's down to Subroza now in a 1 versus 4 scenario, prowling through link, dropping down, and the question is, how does he advance onto site? Nature jiggles it and trying to get onto half wall, but not so much. Sean and Co posted up.
He's feeling himself so far, and I don't blame the guy.
Rhyme getting aggressive quickly, goes back to the rendezvous to safety. Meanwhile, the double up from Gen.G is the right decision to eliminate Wardell with the Owl drone into this site. A is open, walls up, plant going down if you're here from Rossi and Co. Shock dart lineup, mega fragment from Sean, toss from downtown, half court shot as GMD follows up, and with that, yet again, it is the Gen.G dominance here on the retake early off on the pistol.
Last player standing.
Just continuing away, but Gen.G with the pistol round nonetheless, going ahead and scrapping things out.
Back on the backside of B for the split, and here comes a chance for them to do so.
Even though you can already see the answer coming out, you can see TSM trying to set themselves up onto a side, all coming through right there in tunnel, and to make sure that the train hits as hard as it needs to. Already finding themselves a kill, GMD towards the back finding 1 as well, but Jerk is setting up on site, and Wardell can shut him down. The man doesn't need to pick up the gun. Give that to a teammate, because you got a headhunter, and you're making sure to hunt those heads with it. So already, I mean, with 13 seconds left on the board, another amazing kill into GMD, really just sniffing the guy out. Get the spike down, get these kills, and get yourself another round as you have yourself the man advantage. You got all the guns in hand as well, and you found yourself a thrifty onto the board.
Top if they're going to throw a fragment right at the opening, which is going to delay them. Sean's posted up, going to go for the pop flash here. Fragment comes in, big pop, dashing on through. Corey trying to close some space, does make a number before Sean and is able to respond, and Rossi equalizes right back to a 4 versus 4. They have footing on the site. Ample opportunity here, but Ryan is still on pillar, dancing around. Rossi, though, on lock. Makes it look easy here. Now coming out the bend is Wardell, missing the most critical shot onto Nature. Trouble here for the side of TSM. They're now just down to 2. Make that 1v2 now situation. Rossi, let's go. Give me the second ace.
He's looking for it. He knows exactly where this last player is. He knows he wants Jerk, and he's going to be sitting top yellow. That's the second ace for Rossi in this game. The man is a problem, and that's all I can really say about it.
The TSM team was able to collapse on that site, basically uncontested. Meanwhile, Rhyme on elbow with a 1 Guardian. Wardell, though, is as usual posted up to respond. Equalizes, minute 20 on the clock. Again, do or die for Gen.G here.
Now, that's some good value to find yourself, you know, 2,200 credits to go ahead and get a single kill. But when you look at the rest of the TSM and how they're collapsing onto his side, thing is they got to make much more value of the weapons in hand right now. When you see that Gen.G had themselves somewhat of a 3v3, the cause it divided hand as well to go ahead and get set up for this retake, they got to wait for the spike to go down first. And I feel like they're going to go ahead and let that go down. Even then, as Sean grabs another kill towards the middle, sniffs out subroza, knowing that, oh, that's a free weapon. I'll take it. Making the job that much easier for the rest of the squad when they decide to strike. And with only 2 players remaining and Wardell already being set up on probably the tightest angle I've ever witnessed in this game, he's got to make these shots count, once again being so close quarters.
Wardell holding the slimmest of slim angles, watching it intently towards spawn. They're going to wait out this cosmic divide here, coming out from the bend. Wardell hears him. Nature has got his size 28 boots, stomping on through. Gets denied. Sean comes out for the trade now, tapping it. Rossi in a 2 versus 1. Gonna have to maneuver around GMD. More than half is diffused. They've spotted him, and GMD's got it on lock.
These players, I mean, everybody's holding their own section of the map.
Jerk absolutely sharp shooting with that Spectre. Gets Wardell, who opened up this round and goes to drop the pit towards A. And the question here is now, how does Aleko decide to dance around this? Jerk is not interested in contesting, backs away. Meanwhile, Aleko choosing to go straight through. Jerk, though, comes around and denies that opportunity. I had a good feeling about Aleko's positioning there. It was looking strong. Meanwhile, Corey falling, Sean and GMD to the wrath of Gen.G. From parts of the map, mid, A, and everything else in between. Now, Sean is in a bit of a pinch, pop flashing to keep him busy. Corey and Cope at the collapses here, coming out of main, coming out of middle. Subroza making it look easy, and they completely try to get on the site. Nature and GMD one apiece. Wardell alive is a definite positivity here as Nature gets the 1. Aleko in a trade. GMD back and forth, and my goodness, in a rapid fury. They've left it down to Wardell. No spike in hand, and he is caught in middle. And a chance of getting that spike and planting with 11 seconds make not the best case scenario for TSM here.
And I'm trying to figure out what Wardell's thought process there was. I mean, sure, you grab that first pick. I mean, if they're going to double swing on you, they're going to do it instantaneously. They're going to back each other up towards the middle of the map.
Go ahead and change. It's so beautiful to watch and observe. The adaptation, the fluidity of this overall Gen.G team is great. And now they're going to go ahead and try to go towards the B site where, I mean, they haven't necessarily had too many attempts. Jerk now caught in a bit of a pickle, now getting flash as well and overwhelmed. Wardell is about it though, present to equalize, and with Rhyme looking to line up a nice dome ski onto Rossi. My goodness, it's sharpshooting all across the board. Viper's Pit is down, and this is going to, again, give TSM that comfort to go ahead and plant. Gen.G do have the number advantage here, and they know how to maneuver this pit because they themselves were the ones who laid it down the prior half.
They most definitely did, and even then, I mean, the way they laid it out was a little bit more comfortable than what they got this time around. Problem is, you got Wardell still alive and well, finding himself more shots on the outside. You got one more player up, so you got to just look for these angles. If you're Gen.G, you need to sit there, get aggressive to at least one side or the other. You're going to double swing it as well, but with Wardell already going ahead and taking a little shot to the back there, it makes the job a little bit too easy for TSM as they dance in the green goop. They find themselves at a match point here, and
team is going to go ahead and surgically dismantle this A and hopefully gain some footing. And I can see the adaptation. Gen.G now getting aggressive towards Hall. Let's see what they can make of it. Nature pin in the back of sight. The Aladrone comes in. He's completely exposed, but the team's got to get here to help him. They're going to get overwhelmed in a second. Pop flash, and here they go.
Well, here definitely they do go. They find themselves already racing onto the site, find themselves a plant. Wardell with another kill, now making that 29. The guy's looking for a 30 bomb. If they end it right here, he wants to make sure to get that 30th kill, but Ross is going to create a little bit of a hole in that plan. There it is. The bell has rung, and you know that it's now a 3v2 as Wardell now finds the third for this round. The last man seems to be Sean with the Spectre in hand. Can't bring the game to life. Can't keep his team on the line. And even then, we see TSM just run away with this.